Yesterday, I had an encounter which taught me a really great life lesson, one which I don't think I'm going to be forgetting very soon. So, it happened that yesterday, when I left work and I was heading back home, my train home had already been cancelled. It wasn't working for the weekend, so I had to like take the replacement train. If you live in the UK or the London area, you understand what I'm saying very much. So the train was cancelled, and I had to take the bus, the replacement bus. Sorry. In the morning, I did the same. At night, I was supposed to do the same once I left work. So I headed straight for the nearest bus stop to for the bus. Knowing this, I already knew that I had to like leave immediately I left to work there. I had to run to the bus stop. But the problem was I didn't know exactly when exactly the bus would be coming. But because of previous experiences with the bus and everything, I had pictures like a particular time frame that the bus would be coming in my head. So what did I do? I was already running and pacing home, pacing to the bus stop. So I was just a few meters from the bus stop, and I saw the bus approaching. What was a reasonable person supposed to do? I was supposed to keep running and just try to meet the bus. But in my mind, I thought the bus is not going to wait for me. You know, some bus drivers can be mean, so I had that perception in my mind that the bus driver wasn't going to wait anyway, so why even bother to run? Another perception that I already had was that the bus driver, even without me running, would not have the courage to just stay there for a very long time. So I just kept on passively walking, and I had already given up on the hope of ever meeting that particular bus. And I also thought, why even run and just embarrass myself because of the bus when another bus would be coming very, very soon. So I just kept on passively walking, just still hoping deep down that something would hold the bus there, and then I'll be able to catch up and then be able to tell myself, oh, you see, you don't have to run for it. I was wrong. The bus actually eventually left, and I was still walking passively. I got to the bus stop, and guess who had to wait for about 30 minutes for the next bus? It was me. I could have left about 30 minutes early if I had just put in much more effort, just for a very short period of time, and then I could have gotten to my destination earlier. So that drew me back for about an hour, for about 30 minutes, sorry, and I had to wait for the next bus. The next bus eventually came, and I was able to get home safely, I guess. So, what's the lesson of this story? The bus kind of like represents opportunities in life. Yeah, there are moments, even including personal moments, which I would see opportunities, but because of the competitors that I think that I have, I would just give up on the opportunity, knowing fully well that I am good enough for this opportunity. But because I see other competitors, I'll be like, nah, it's not going to work. The competitors in this sense, as related to the boss, could be the timing for the boss, or also the bus driver's perception of whether or not he or she was going to drive off because he or she saw me running towards it, or just different perceptions which might not be true, which are just like little assumptions of things that could or could not happen. So what exactly is the bottom line of this? In life, there are going to be several opportunities, and I think it would be best to chase those opportunities as much as possible, as far as possible, not thinking about the limitations, not thinking about the competitors that you might have, not what could go wrong, not thinking about how much you can fail. Just think about the positives. Works out? What if you pass? What if you're given the opportunity? What if you are exactly the candidate that is being considered for, that is willing to be considered for the position? All you just had to do was apply. All you had to do was put in a little more effort. All you had to do was to just put in a little more effort that would be seen by those people who are even willing to give you that opportunity. I think the main word is, don't rule yourself out for an opportunity when you have not even tried, because you're never going to know, you're never going to be able to find out if you do not try. You're just always going to be assuming, and the situation would always end up in assumptions, and presumptions, not the reality. You would never find out the reality. So just strive for that opportunity, strive for that position, because what is the most that could go wrong? They would either say no, or the opportunity will pass you by. You wouldn't be the desired candidate, but deep down you know that you tried, you put in that effort. And that is the thing that I'm telling myself every single day. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if the competitors are high, it doesn't matter if the stakes are high, it doesn't matter even if you don't fit into the stereotype of whatever they want. Just apply, just put in the effort, just chase that dream, chase it, chase it like your life depends on it. So that's just what I want to share with you guys today, and I hope you love it and apply it in your daily life or any situation that warrants you chasing on your dreams. Don't give up.